Happy Bum Slide Thursday to you. Mornings with Luann and Tim. Thanks to KC Security for sponsoring the show for us every morning. Bum Slide Thursday. It's the anticipation, right? It's sometimes, only sometimes, it's better than Friday. Because you're bump sliding right into Friday and your feet are in the air and you're just like, whatever happens, man, Friday is tomorrow. You know?
I suppose.
Not so much, maybe?
I was like Goldilocks this morning, Luann.
Uh-oh.
Do you ever have one of those days?
Were you bouncing from bed to bed again?
No, from pants to pants.
Oh.
Sometimes...
Your own, I hope.
My own. I wish they were somebody else's pants I didn't know of. But no.
No, they're mine.
No, they were my own. It's lonely in those pants. I got up and I put this on, and I was liking this. This shirt always makes me feel like I just put a tie on my pajama top. I don't know
love
why
it though.
Like, but anyway, I thought, I haven't worn that shirt in a while. Now, pants to match. You never see what I'm wearing underneath, I know, but I never know. I might be over on the other set and you might see my legs. Sea legs. So anyway, I have a story about sea legs. So I put on one pair of pants and it's like, this color doesn't look good. So then I put another pair of pants. These are too tight. I got my winter belly. And then I put these ones on. I was like, these ones are just right.
I've got my winter belly.
And then I had some porridge. Just kidding.
And it was too hot. Yeah. So then I blew on it and it was too... Yeah. I get my clothes ready for the week.
Oh, of course you do.
I do.
This is the one who folds her socks and puts them in her thing like a filing cabinet.
Yeah, you know what I got yesterday?
Oh, I can't even imagine.
I got packing cubes. They're soft-sided containers, and you can put your clothes in them when you're packing a suitcase, and they squish down and give you more room. And then when you get there, you can just take out the one thing and put it in the drawer and unzip it.
In the hotel room?
Yes.
Kind of like, I like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what Keith did when he went to Cuba this time?
What?
He bought the bags.
Oh, yeah.
That come with their own pump.
Yeah.
So you can suck all the air out, flat pack them, and then when you get there, and the little pump, you pack the little pump with you.
Oh, you do?
So that it comes, it's just as big, it's like a little hand pump, and it sucks all the air out of the little things. It vacuum packs your clothing. And then of course, when I came home, he vacuum packed all of his dirty laundry and put it in my suitcase. Because I came home a week before him.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. I should do that with Jim. Oh, no, he's coming with me.
Yeah, you guys are going on vacay.
Yeah, vacay.
I have to have guest hosts from February the 6th to February the 16th. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, we'll do it.
The week of the 6th.
I've already booked a couple. Abby Open, Shane's going to guest host with me. Sue Ryan Mackey's going to guest host with me again.
Awesome.
Yep. It's National Pie Day, Luann. Oh, wait, before we do that.
Oh, what?
Remember Thrills? Remember Thrills? Okay, I didn't know they still made Thrills.
I
remember Thrills from going to the store at Point Louise in the summertime.
Ugh.
So I was in the dollar store, and I saw these Thrills. And what's the first thing that everybody says when you talk about Thrills gum?
You said, remember these? And I said, they taste like soap.
And here on the package it says Thrills. It still tastes like soap. Like they're proud of the fact that Thrills taste like. I think that's brilliant marketing.
It's very, very brilliant marketing. Take a negative and turn it into a positive. They're horrid. And when I was a kid, I kept trying. them, and they're just but I think it's like cilantro. Cilantro, in my mind, tastes like soap.
Lemon soap.
Yes.
Tastes like sunlight.
Yes. People who love it, though, love it.
I love cilantro.
Do you?
I do so.
See, to me, it's like take some soap and put it on your salad.
I don't love it in everything.
No.
I love it in my salsas and stuff like that.
I like it in salsa because you can't really taste it.
What's the other stuff you do with salsa? It's not salsa, but it's like that. It's...
Salsa verde?
Yeah, I like that, but no. There's another word for it. Oh, pick. It starts with a P.
Apparently.
Let's go to the next P. It's National Pie Day. Remember that?
Yay! What's your favorite?
Okay, well, hang on. 1986 this started. You know why? It was to commemorate Crisco's 75th anniversary. Crisco's 109 years old now.
Man.
Anyway, it's National Pie Day, so I thought I would just share with you some of my favorite places in Sault Ste. Marie to buy pie, to eat pie, to enjoy pie. If you have a place that isn't on this list, if you're watching on Facebook Live, send me a message and tell me where you go to get your favorite pies.
Nothing more fun than going out for coffee and pie on a middle of a Sunday afternoon.
No, Luann, it's National Pie Day today in the middle of a Thursday afternoon. Go for pie. Don't wait till Sunday because it won't be National Pie Day anymore. I like the pie right down the road at Park Grill.
Park Grill.
If you have not been to Park Grill, it's on Industrial Park Crescent.
I didn't know they made pie.
Oh my God, homemade pies, fantastic.
Their wings are phenomenal.
They also have great things. They do a great BLT if you ever look.
Oh yeah.
No, not BLT. No, but it's a great club sandwich.
And they do queso, and you can buy it and bring it home.
Park Grill, I love it. I go there for brunch, lunch from here for work. It's right around the corner. Sandro's.
Really?
Oh, I think Sandro's has great pies. Boots and Saddles Lounge. They have a butterscotch pie that I drive all the way out there just for their butterscotch.
Seriously?
Yes, Boots
You're
and
such
Saddles
a
Lounge.
sweet tooth. You know where all the good pie is.
Aurora's.
Ah.
That's all her own recipes. They do like a lemon meringue there. Coconut cream. Oh. And Muyo's, of course.
Oh, yes. Muyo's. They're butter tarts, too.
And my sister Karen. She does the best pastry. No one since my grandma. My mother's was pretty good too, but my sister Karen's is the most like my grandma Jenkins pie crust.
Karen, I think we need to have a sample.
I don't think Karen watches the show, frankly.
Oh.
She's not my favorite sister anymore.
But she makes pie.
Let me know where you get your pie on Facebook Live.
So what is your favorite?
My favorite kind of pie?
Kind of pie.
Oh no, I can't.
Really?
Oh no! If somebody says I've got butterscotch, I've got chocolate, I've got banana cream, I've got coconut cream, I've got apple, I will have a nervous breakdown if I have to decide.
Really?
Or pumpkin. I love them all.
See, I'm not a huge fruit pie person because of the lumpy
I'm a huge
things.
fruit person.
Yes, you are. And pumpkin pie I like, but just in small doses.
You call it pumpkin. That's so cute.
Pumpkin. And banana cream pie would be awesome without the bananas.
Oh, because texture.
Like you're just nice and smooth, and then you take a gob of
Stop it!
stuff turning brown under your creamy custardy stuff. It's turning black while you speak. What else? Coconut cream pie without the coconut would be awesome. Chocolate cream pie is my favorite.
Okay, then fine. Just get the chocolate cream pie and stop dissing all the others. I didn't diss any pies, although I don't like raisin pie.
No raisins. I'm not a raisin person.
I don't like raisins in my butter tarts, and I certainly don't want a whole pie made out of them.
That was my dad's favorite. Sucre crème pie is huge. Sugar pie.
Well, that's not okay, but sugar pie doesn't always have raisins in it.
No.
I like sugar pie.
Yeah.
That's just like eating one big piece of maple.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's okay too.
So today's pie day. Go have a piece of pie.
It's pie day, and it's
don't wait till Sunday afternoon. Apparently.
Don't. It's also measure your feet day.
Measure your feet.
This I was not prepared for. The story behind Measure Your Feet Day, it originates in ancient Iceland. Ancient Icelanders spent most of their free time either bowling or shelbing.
Shelbing?
Shelbing is high-fiving with your feet. I don't know how that happens. I don't know how you would position yourself to high-five someone with your feet. There we go. We just shelved.
Shelved.
Yeah. So anyway, when spring, a time known for extreme rainstorms in Iceland, rolled around, the natives would run into their huts and celebrate the rain by measuring their feet and then pairing off. Now, I don't know what they did when it says pairing off. I don't know did they pair off and then play cards?
What, they don't do dating? Or?
I don't know. Is it foot dating? Is that how you pair off? What if you're married to somebody whose foot's bigger than yours? Do you go to somebody else's house? I don't understand.
Or did you just get to swap out?
I think we need to find an ancient Icelander to find out what exactly. Anyway, soon enough, world leaders caught wind of this customary tradition and found a way to commemorate it. It is called National Measure Your Feet Day, and there are reasons why you need to take care of your feet. Where are they? Because you can get, where's all my little list? Here. You can get hammer toe if you force your big toe into a position that's unnatural.
Oh, so it can go like that.
High heels will give you hammer toe if you crunch that toe up.
And girls with big feet always insist that they're a size smaller because it's more delicate.
You'll get a hammer toe.
And you'll get a hammer toe.
Bunions happen if the base of the toe is pushed out of the normal position and it makes it go this way.
They hurt too, apparently.
They run in our family also.
Oh, really?
I think bunions are hereditary. Don't you think so?
I think so too.
Okay, corns. That's the hard layer of skin.
Right.
That's from constant pressure. Your skin will naturally build up a hard surface if there's constant pressure.
Like a callus.
And that's why you get corns. And of course, ingrown toenails. Measure your feet, take care of your feet. Length, width, and don't forget to measure the arch and circumference. I'm just full of it, aren't I? It's National Handwriting Day. We're not doing cursive in schools anymore, are we?
No, apparently not.
So does that mean that you're going to have somebody who survives studies? You know how cave drawings?
Ancient calligraphy will be our cursive writing.
Can you imagine that there might be a day when people will actually have to be knowledgeable about how did they write back then? What does that mean?
How are kids going to sign
Their names.
Contracts and sign checks. And
all gonna be computerized, Luann. It already is. You can already do. Well, although that signature you have to.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I don't know why we're getting rid of cursive. That's ridiculous for human beings.
I think so too. It's such a personal, artistic expression without even realizing you're doing it.
Wait a second. What are they doing in China and Japan? Do they stop teaching their kids how to use their? Because that, come on, that's.
Oh my God! There's 126 letters in the Japanese alphabet, apparently.
See, so why are we so lazy in North America?
Come on.
Come off it. Teach cursive. I'm a little bit bitter about that, Lou.
Did you do you remember when we learned and there was the dotted line in the middle and you had to do the
center of your capital letters?
Minuscule, so the smaller case
had to be under it.
And majuscule was on the top. Right?
I learned it not the French way, but yes, I knew that what you meant.
Yes.
The middle of your capital S had to fall in the middle of that line, and your small s had to stay under it, and your T's had to be crossed on that line.
For 485 times. Do T's today.
Yeah. What grade was that? Did we learn cursive in grade 1? No. No, we learned printing in grade 2.
Probably grade 2 or 3.
I think we started learning cursive in grade 2. What are they doing in grade 2 now? What are they learning? Computer skills, probably.
And they don't call it typing anymore either. They call it
keyboarding. I've learned, I have so much more to talk about this morning. I'm glad we have a couple more banters.
Yeah, me too. Maybe I'll get a word in.
Next time. We have a great show today. Mr. Orazzetti is here. Paul Orazzetti from Sault College Varsity Sports. Really cool interview. Very informative. I learned a lot, and it's pretty exciting what's going on at the college as far as varsity sports go. And then, Luann, there's this. It's the Lunar New Year's coming up.
Yes.
And my guests are going to talk about this free skate down on the waterfront.
Oh.
And it's they're going to set off those lanterns and stuff. It's going to be beautiful.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we've got guests coming and
talking
about that.
For Chinese New Year.
Yeah. Well, it's the Lunar New Year. Is it the same thing?
Yes.
I'm going to find out. I'm not certain you're correct. Luann has the news. She's usually on right on about the news, so I trust you with the news.
Well, thanks.
We'll find out about the Lunar New Year stuff when we get to our guests.
Yeah, we'll find out.
We'll see you in a minute.
Lighting is just as important as style.
With PowerView Motorization from Hunter Douglas, you can schedule your shades to light up the room. Create privacy, or both, automatically. No hands required.
So your shades will always be in the right place at the right time in style. And it's only from Hunter Douglas.
Angelo! It's me, Vito. Imbecile, your brother. Listen, you bring 10 gallons of flat eggshell or white paint.
This past year, we've been celebrating our 65th anniversary, dating back to services originating in our community in 1954, which is quite some time ago. It's been a great opportunity this past year to recognize the pioneers, the stakeholders that worked tirelessly to create what we are today. I'm grateful for everything that the families 65 years ago and the people that assembled the organization have done in order for us to achieve the success that we're experiencing 65 years later.
This is ONNtv.
Welcome back to Mornings with Luann and Tim. Paul Orizzetti, welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining me. So, Paul, you're from Sault College. You've been there now for
About a year.
About a year. Then your position is?
A manager of athletics.
Okay. So, manager of athletics, I found out from you, is you're in charge of all the varsity teams.
Correct.
Not in charge of the academic side, like things like sports injuries
Right.
and all that kind of stuff. But you're actually involved with just the teams that play. And how many different sports do you have now that you have teams at Sault College?
We have 9 varsity programs.
Okay, what are they?
So we have men's and women's basketball, men's and women's soccer, men's and women's hockey, cross country, golf, and curling.
And curling.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have quite a background.
Yeah.
I was very impressed when you told me where you've been. You started off here in Sault Ste. Marie, born and raised.
Yep.
Then you went to Queen's.
Yes.
You got what? A BA.
A BA, yeah, a history. Yep.
Then you went to Scotland.
Yep.
Why?
I want to see the world a little bit, and there was also a connection with football. Was a bit of a player coach over there for a while. So yeah.
So then from Scotland, Australia.
Yeah.
Coaching again.
Yep. Again, similar. Wanted to do some traveling. Did some coaching in Newcastle, Australia.
Okay. Then did you come home and go to UBC? Is that what happened?
I did. I realized that I needed to get a more substantial degree, so went back and did my teaching degree and went to the University of British Columbia and was drawn there a little bit by the opportunity to play some more football.
Okay.
Yeah.
So football and hockey for you?
No, just
football for you.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So,
I'm a terrible hockey.
Are you? Me too. I skate on my ankles.
Yeah.
The thing about UBC though is, it sounds to me like it really made a great impression on you. You went back again twice, or
no? So I graduated from there in '97, and then was hired back as a full-time coach in 2008.
2008. Now, but in that 9-year span,
Yeah.
11-year span, sorry, you taught in high school.
Yes, taught in Alberta, high school in just outside of Calgary in Canmore, Alberta, in the mountains.
I know. I've heard of Canmore, Alberta.
Yeah.
Have you? Were you involved in athletics there as well?
Yeah, I was the athletic director at the high school, and then I was also the head football coach. So I started the program, and yeah.
That must have been kind of cool.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
Starting from the ground up.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, then you go back to British Columbia again.
Yep.
Did you go to Victoria or something like that?
Yeah, in between coaching high school in 2004, I took on a job as the head coach of the Victoria Rebels, which would be similar to junior hockey in Ontario. It was junior football, so guys 18 to 22.
Okay. And then was it back to UBC?
It was UBC, yeah, 2008 I started.
And it sounds like a lot of the ideas you brought back with you. I mean, you've been a lot of places. You've seen a lot of. You've been to a lot of educational institutions to see how the teams work, how the sports work. It sounds like you brought a lot of stuff back with you, a lot of knowledge that you gained over the years working in these different places. It sounds like UBC really made an impact, though.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, as we were talking earlier, the University of British Columbia has more national championships amongst all of its sports than any other university in the country. So they run an unbelievable athletics program.
You had a pretty unique situation there for yourself. Tell me, was it the Vanier Cup?
Yeah, so fortunate as a player in '97 to have won a Vanier Cup with the University of British Columbia as a player, and then in 2015 as a coach, we were fortunate enough to beat the University of Montreal in Laval. So again, another great experience to have won it twice.
Twice, once as a player, once as a coach. Amazing.
Cool. Yeah.
You've also won some pretty impressive awards coaching other places too. What were you doing in China?
So
That's crazy.
I was asked in 2015 to join the national team, and we, believe it or not, most people don't realize there's over 60 countries around the world that play football, and it's growing like wildfire. There's 112 universities in Japan that have football. In Mexico, it's very similar.
You don't think about that. You're right.
And so when I was first asked, I wasn't, didn't know much about the national team program, and I was able to coach in the U20 program that went to Harbin, China, in northern China, and play. There was, I think, 12 countries from around the world, and we played in a round robin, and we ended up meeting the Americans.
The Canadian team that you were coaching.
And we played the Americans in the finals, and we lost to them in the round robin, and we squeaked out a win in the gold medal game, and came home winners. Now, we always say, hey, they were missing a few Division I guys for sure. There's no question, but we said we can't control who they send. We can only control who we send. So we sent our best kids, and they did a great job.
You said it was kind of surreal at some points. You're a Canadian team playing Mexico and China.
Yeah, and the only yeah, I know. And the only other thing was they were playing some sort of rap music over the speakers, and we're playing, and we're in the middle of China. It was a surreal experience.
So then let's fast forward. You get a phone call from your brother who says, "Hey,
Yeah, I mean,
maybe an opportunity
I
for
was,
you here.
I was sort of humming along coaching in BC, and my brother gave me a call. He said, "Hey, they're posting for the manager of athletics job. I think that might be a good fit for you here." And I said, I hadn't planned on moving back to the Sault. I mean, to be quite honest, that wasn't really in my master plan. But he said, come take a look and see what they're doing. And so I applied, and I got a chance to meet some of the people here. Was really impressed with the college itself, the strides they're making, how they were growing, what their vision was.
At the new center, the new sports center.
Yeah, at the new health and wealth.
That was new to you, obviously.
That was a brand new building, an $8-9 million addition that I think a lot of people in the Sault probably still haven't seen. It's an unbelievable athletics facility.
Tell me about the basketball court. Was it the basketball court you said?
The basketball, the court and the surrounding area, the track, the fitness center. By most people's standards and most college standards, it's probably top 1 or 2 facilities in Ontario,
in the province.
Yeah, and it even if you were to compare it to say the university level, it would probably be a top 10 facility. So to have that basketball facility right here at the college, it's really impressive. And that whole wing, quite frankly, the Health and Wellness Center is really nice.
The one thing that you and I talked about also was the effect that varsity sports has on the morale of a school, and just sort of bringing a school together, unifying a school, getting you don't often hear people saying, "Oh, I'm taking accounting." There's something about sports that really brings people together.
Yeah.
So you saw potential for, like what you saw at UBC. There were some events that they did. Talk about the homecoming, for instance.
So 100% right. I mean, I'm biased. Sports have been in my blood since I was young, and I love them, and I credit being in the Sault for all those things that I've learned about sports. But seeing how the impact it can have on a community, on a college experience, on the alumni, I really thought that was an untapped area, at Sault College that I just, and quite frankly, at most colleges where you can just gain so much traction. So at UBC, 3 events that they had, which were always outstanding, and that really resonated with the entire community, were their homecoming event, their homecoming football game. They would have 13,000 people coming.
Seriously?
And they'd bring in fans from around the area in Vancouver, and it was really it became a big deal.
Big deal.
The scholarship breakfast that they ran, which was something that is in the tens of millions of dollars now that they've raised for student athletes
at
UBC, which again, they would bring in top level speakers and really generate a lot of funding. And then the Winter Classics, so their version of the big outdoor games that the NHL have, we would get 7,000-8,000 fans to our UBC hockey games for the Winter Classic. Those 3 events were ones that I thought had some traction at any college, and so certainly I wanted to try and see if we could do those type of things at Sault College. And so far we've run a homecoming event.
You did the homecoming the homecoming
in August.
You did soccer and hockey back to back, is that right?
So we did. So we just started an outdoor soccer program. First year the colleges
had soccer.
Yep. So
good work.
Yeah, it was great. It was nice. I mean, I just said the Sault is loaded with soccer talent, and it's a soccer community, and we should have soccer. So we started soccer at the college, and we doubled that up with our homecoming event. So we had men's and women's soccer playing, and then we went right away to the men's hockey.
To the men's hockey
game. So that was our homecoming game. I would say by our accounts, it was very successful, and we're going to continue to grow on that.
Yeah.
And then in July, prior to that, we had the scholarship breakfast with Marty Turco. We raised, roughly about $10,000 to $15,000 for.
So that's a few scholarships. That's a few almost full scholarships.
5-6 scholarships for our athletes. So unbelievable event. Marty Turco was really gracious in giving of his time to come back to his hometown and be our speaker. We're looking for even bigger and better this year. We're trying to get another sort of NHL type legend to come speak. I won't say who yet, but
he told me, but I didn't know who the legend was, so I won't tell you. But okay,
and then
but that's because I don't know hockey.
Yeah. Okay. And then and then the Winter Classic, we have a game against the University of West Virginia.
That's coming up.
Yeah, that's coming up. That's February 15th.
Who are you playing?
the University of West Virginia Mountaineers.
Holy smokes!
So yeah, big Division I school from West Virginia. 50,000 students. They play NCAA Division I sports and almost every sport except hockey. They're in the ACHA like us.
Yeah.
They're Division I ACHA program, whereas we're Division II. So it'll be a big test.
You're Division II this year. Last year you were Division III, but you had great success, and so you moved up a division.
Exactly.
See, you're doing great.
Hey, credit goes to the coaches and the staff. They're our head coach
and the
Mike
players.
Hall, and our players, Mike Hall, Mark Ebert, and the rest of the coaching and staff. They have recruited. They've worked hard, tirelessly with our guys, and they're always bringing in quality players. And in fact, while we're talking about it, they have a kid right now that they're trying to bring in from Latvia. So they are expanding.
And see, those scholarships then also help bring people, bring talent to the school.
I will say this. In hockey, unfortunately, it's the only sport that we're not allowed to give scholarships because of the ACHA rules. But with the scholarship money that we do raise, we're able to offset the cost of running a hockey program because those programs are so massively expensive. So the scholarship money that we do bring in from the hockey perspective goes to help offset some of the operating costs.
The Rankin is kind of home for you guys, hey? They've been really great to you?
They've rolled out the red carpet. Chris Bain, who's been the manager down there, has really encouraged us to make it our home. We've got a big center ice logo. We've decorated the entire arena with Sault College banners. They've given us the times and the everything we've asked for, and it's really has become our home.
And they're giving you great times on the ice because you're playing some major teams like University of Michigan?
Yesterday we played the University of Michigan, our women, they won 6-5.
See that?
So it was pretty cool.
That's huge.
Yeah, I mean,
University of Michigan.
Yeah, and know that anytime you can play schools like that, like I said yesterday, anytime you can play, it helps the exposure, and it's a great experience because our girls went down earlier in the year and they played at the University of Notre Dame.
Yeah.
And when are you going to get to go down and see the University of Notre Dame and check out their campus, see their facilities? So the experience that we're offering right now to our student athletes is exceptional.
All right. Paul, I want to thank you very much for joining me.
Thanks.
I learned so much about athletics at Sault College. When is this game again? Sorry.
So February 15th. The warm-up's at 7. Yeah, puck drops at 7:30. It's at the Rankin.
I don't know about hockey. Do you buy tickets in advance?
Yes.
Or you just go?
So you can.
Do?
So if you want tickets in, and I would say try and get some tickets in advance because it will sell out.
Okay.
It's going to be. You can get them at Sault College at the athletics department upstairs in the athletics department.
Okay.
$8 a ticket.
That's nothing.
Yeah, it's nothing.
That's like you could 3 people could go see hockey for the price of 1 person seeing a movie.
That's right, and you can have a beer in the stands.
Hey, how about that? Okay, I want to thank Paul Rossetti. Check out the games at Sault College. Is there a place to go for like a website?
SaultCougars.ca.
There they are. See that?
Yep.
There's your Cougars.
Yep.
Congratulations again. Thanks, Paul. Okay, we'll be back with more Mornings with Luann and Tim right after this.
This is On TV.
In your home, lighting is just as important as style.
With PowerView Motorization from Hunter Douglas, you can schedule your shades to light up the room, create privacy, or both, automatically. No hands required.
So your shades will always be in the right place at the right time in style. And it's only from Hunter Douglas.
Imagine knowing about incidents, closures, and roadwork all before starting your trip. Ontario 511 lets you know before you go. You can get real-time information directly from the Ministry of Transportation. Because the more you know, the easier it is for you to go. And spend the time doing the things that matter most.
Well, this morning, a Markle is in the news again, social media-wise, but it's not Meghan.
Is it her father?
It's her father.
He's a piece of work.
Oh my. He did a documentary that aired last night. And in the documentary, he admitted that he lied in previous interviews. And then he talked about how he can't understand why his daughter has cut him out of her life, and he doesn't understand why Harry doesn't like him, and he was going to the wedding and then he wasn't going to the wedding. And so apparently he said that he did this documentary to sort of spruce up his image, because he kind of looked frumpy, and well, you know what, in this documentary he says the royals owe me, Harry owes me, Meghan owes me. He says, he goes as far as to say that when she was younger and before she met Harry, she always said, I'll take care of you when you get older. And he said, I'm 75 years old now. Now it's time to take care of Daddy.
Well, maybe,
I'll take care of Daddy.
Maybe she changed her mind when he became an oaf.
A goof. Oh, my word. Can you imagine? The royals owe me. They don't owe you nothing, honey.
Nothing, honey.
Unbelievable. You know, it's just like I you know what? If you come across it, don't even watch it.
Don't watch the documentary.
Don't even watch it.
Don't change your mind about him.
No, you can't change your mind because he's still a goof.
We watched a documentary last night called Buzz.
Buzz.
Yeah, he's a Pulitzer Prize winning author. Buzz, I think you pronounce it Bissinger. Like, it's kind of like, Bissinger, Bissinger, Bissinger or Bissinger. Anyway, Buzz, he writes for Vanity Fair. He wrote Saturday Night Lights.
Oh.
About that football player, the football
yes.
team, the big scandal with and he's written other novels as well. But so he was the guy who wrote Caitlyn Jenner's book.
Oh,
like Caitlyn
okay.
Jenner's story, right?
Right.
When you watch this biography, it's interesting to see how much of that book Caitlyn Jenner had nothing to do with.
Really?
Basically, she sat at her table in her beautiful Malibu home or wherever the heck she lives. Beautiful home.
Gorgeous.
Where does her money come from?
Endorsements from back in the day.
And probably being a Kardashian, like being married to a Kardashian. Was he married to Kim? No, Mrs.
No, to the missus. Yeah, I don't think.
Well, would he have gotten money from the TV show, maybe? Because Caitlyn Jenner is obviously still quite wealthy,
and is a former Olympic athlete.
Well, and then the book doesn't hurt either. So this book, you see, this Buzz guy. The storyline is that this Buzz guy was always a cross-dresser. He was married with 3 children. Third marriage, had I think 3 children. And anyway, he was a cross-dresser. But then, after working with Caitlyn over 2 years writing that book, he discovered that he had always had a leather fetish, but he'd never really gone to the full extent with it. He ended up in those 2 years realizing he wasn't being true to himself, like Caitlyn Jenner hadn't been true to herself. And so he basically hired a dominatrix, lied to his wife, and you watch their marriage fall apart.
And that's the documentary.
And he's such a narcissistic. Keith and I were like, why would she want to stay with this guy?
Right? See ya.
But watching how they composed the novel was definitely, it was almost like they started to make the documentary about him writing the novel with Caitlyn Jenner, and then it ended up being this whole other storyline.
All about him.
And his fetishes and what it did to the marriage and everything. Anyway, there's another movie we watched that I'll tell you about in a minute. Okay. Next break. Lighthouse.
The Lighthouse.
Oh. But first, Luann has the news. Coming up next on Mornings with Luann and Tim, sponsored by KC Security.
Recently, the Government of Ontario established a $100 million affordability fund to help Ontarians who don't qualify for low-income conservation programs ease the burden of their electricity bill. Whether you rent or own your home, as long as you pay your electric bill, you could qualify. There are 3 levels of support available. The first is a home energy kit with upgrades like smart power bars and LED light bulbs. The second includes Energy Star appliances that help keep things cool during the hot summer months. The third is for electrically heated homes so that your power bills don't break the bank during those long Canadian winters. Plus, all upgrades, including installation, are completely free of charge. Visit affordabilityfund.org or call 1-855-494-FUND to find out if you qualify.
Ontario's public elementary teachers will hold another one-day strike today to ramp up pressure on the government during tense contract talks. The Elementary Teachers Federation of Ontario says the latest job action will happen today at the Avon, Maitland, Halton, Niagara, and Lakehead school boards. The daily walkouts this week are just the latest development in escalating tensions between the province and its four major teachers' unions, which have been without contracts since August. The elementary teachers are following in the footsteps of the secondary school teachers' union, which has been holding rotating strikes since mid-December. After Ontario's progressive Conservative government initially cancelled plans for a dedicated French language university, the federal government stepped in with a promise to cover some of the costs. Official Languages Minister Mélanie Joly announced the detailed funding agreement with backing from Ontario's main association of francophones.
We'll be investing as a government $63 million over 4 years for the creation of this university, and I'm convinced that this will be well managed by francophones for francophones in Ontario. It was a big battle because 15,000 people, French-speaking people all across Ontario, had to get out in the streets and mobilize themselves to make sure that this was a priority for their government. Following that, we made sure that this was a national conversation about this.
With Snowmobile Safety Week underway this week, the OPP has released a 10-year data report on snowmobile fatalities over the past decade. During the past 10 snowmobile seasons, the OPP has investigated 175 snowmobile fatalities throughout the province. Among the findings, excessive speed, loss of control, driving too fast for the conditions, and ability impaired by alcohol were listed as the top contributing factors. In fact, alcohol was involved in 45% of the deaths. Another compelling fact is that almost half of the snowmobilers who died were traveling on frozen lakes or rivers at the time of the incident. The circumstances that led to the deaths include intentionally driving onto open water, breaking through the ice, and collisions with other snowmobiles and natural landmarks.
You already know that we had a shooting here earlier in the 5th and 3rd and Pine, that is. What we've been able to determine now is that this was not a random incident. There were multiple people involved. There was a dispute that happened in front of the McDonald's.
Multiple people opened fire outside a McDonald's in the busiest part of downtown Seattle during the evening commute yesterday, killing one person and wounding 7 others. Authorities are looking for the suspects.
Ran in various directions, and as you know, we had multiple people that were injured. Based on the forensic information that we've got so far, as well as video, we were able to determine that multiple people involved as shooters, and we're trying to ferret out exactly other details that we can get at this point.
So there's 8 shooting victims, then 7, and then the one person who was killed, Chief?
Well, Harborview is reporting that they received 7. We transported 5, so that's the piece we're trying to put together if 2 self-transported or got there by some other means.
The Greyhounds found themselves on a bit of a slide, dropping 5 of their last 7 going into last night's matchup with the Flint Firebirds. It would be their last chance to impress the home crowd at the GFL Memorial Gardens before their 5-game road trip begins, but Flint proved too strong, taking this one 7-4.
Inventory time is here for 2 days only at Mio's Furniture Fashions. Find half the store for one half price.
Divided by 2.
Cut it in half.
Take 50% off whatever you call it. Furniture, recliners, mattresses, and more.
One half price.
Floor samples, one-of-a-kinds, discontinued stock.
One half price for 2 days only at Mio's Furniture Fashions to find half the store for one half price.
And only at Mio's Furniture Fashions.
261 Trunk Road.
A message from the Government of Canada.
At Fit Bodies, Fit Minds, we want everyone to build a life that they love. And we teach you how to get the results you want in your mind and your body. Introducing our new small group classes to provide you with a happy and healthier life. Our small group classes are limited to 6 people to provide more personal coaching while having the supportive group environment. Classes are 10 weeks, and each week you will receive fitness and nutritional guidance that are tailored to your needs. Fit Bodies, Fit Minds, we inspire you to move.
Well, now I've done it. I've got to go buy pie for everybody after the show is over. I'm going to go to Park Grill and bring back pie for everybody. We're all going to have pie for breakfast.
No chunks in it, please.
No gobby bananas or crunchy coconut bits. Good heavens, no. So Keith and I after we watched the documentary last night, we watched The Lighthouse, which is it Academy Award nominated or something? I don't even know. So it's Willem Dafoe plays an old lighthouse. There they are. Willem Dafoe plays an old lighthouse keeper. Right, and Robert Pattinson plays a young guy who comes to spend...
He looks old there.
So he's going to spend 4 weeks with him on this island where this lighthouse is. Of course, it's the 1800s, so there's no electricity. The lighthouse is powered by coal. The horn is powered by coal. Everything. So it's gritty. It's dark. Like film. I mean, film-wise, like cinematography is very, very dark, very gritty. It's all black and white. Very textured. Very haunting. And would you like to know what it's about?
Yes, I'd love to.
So would I.
So you didn't like it so much?
It's one of those art films. It's just really, it's a mind bender. It's I don't know how they would. It's a psychological kind of. There's these 2 guys and they're on this island and there's all these mind games that happen and there's a lot of alcohol involved. Like Robert Pattinson arrives and he doesn't drink and then by the end of it he's like they're drinking and stories come out. And then you don't know who's who or what's what or like what's real and what's not.
Oh.
Yeah, and ends up pretty...
Did you like it? Sounds really interesting.
I did enjoy it. I'm just not sure that I understood everything. And also, Robert Pattinson... Willem Dafoe does this really wild, like, Eastern, like, sailor captain accent.
Right.
And it's ye, like all the old English.
It is. So that would add to the confusion.
Sometimes difficult to understand what he's saying, but then he's got a couple of rants. One of them is like this sort of mariner curse that he gets so angry at Robert Pattinson that he just curses him. And I swear to God, it's a 5-minute monologue just starts, and may the god of Neptune, blah, 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 and he just goes and goes, and by the end of it, you're like, wow, he just got read like by an old English mariner.
Really?
Couple of really great performances, really excellent performances, but it makes you think, what did I just see? What's real and what's not? I do recommend it.
You know what? That would be interesting to watch though, right? Because sometimes you think, I gotta watch that again.
We had to pause it a couple times and say, let's back up and see what he said, or what was that about? And then of course at one point he said, the focus puller did a crappy job there. I was like, I just missed dialogue because you talk about the focus puller. I don't care about the focus puller. And
Be the focus puller all.
And he said, don't yell at me. And I had to apologize.
And then you had to apologize again.
Then we went back and watched. I always have to apologize.
You always have to apologize.
Because I'm grumpy.
Yes, you are. Angelina Jolie is doing this really interesting project. She is doing, along with the BBC, a program called BBC My World. And it's for kids to spot the difference between real news and fake news.
Oh.
Yeah, so kids for 13 years and up. And she thinks it's really important to make sure that kids understand that just because you see something on social media, on TV, on the air, doesn't necessarily mean that it's true. And this is what you need to look for. I think this is as a journalist, I think this is such an awesome thing because so many people just discount everything now. You know, they just nobody believes anybody anymore.
Or they all believe Fox News.
Right? Exactly. And she's going to executive produce this show.
I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, and two of the BBC anchors are going to be anchoring this show geared at 13-year-old and above children. So smart.
Very smart.
Yeah, she's got it. You know,
just
like
because
she's
you
on
read
the
it
ball.
doesn't mean it's true.
Right.
Research it.
Yeah,
look,
find out.
Spend another minute.
And even video. You know, she talks about how they show video. Well, they can put anybody's head on Jennifer Aniston's body.
I don't know why they'd want to. Right. Oh, but God, to be that, yeah.
I would. You can put my head on Jennifer Aniston's body anytime you want.
Okay, coming up, we're going to talk about this wonderful event going on the waterfront on the skating trail.
Ah, love that.
Yes, it's the local immigration partnership. Yeah, and Algoma University and Sault College is involved too, but the reps here from Algoma U. So we're going to talk about that coming up after the break. It sounds like an absolute blast for the Lunar New Year, which you are correct. It is the Chinese New Year.
Pardon?
You are correct.
Okay.
It is the Chinese New Year. There will be an emphasis on, you'll hear, but they're calling it the Lunar New Year only because they want it to be more inclusive.
Yes.
Yeah, more diverse.
Makes
but
sense.
You are correct, Luann. It is the Chinese New Year. And we'll be back with that right after this.
Recently, the Government of Ontario established a $100 million affordability fund to help Ontarians who don't qualify for low-income conservation programs ease the burden of their electricity bill. Whether you rent or own your home, as long as you pay your electric bill, you could qualify. There are 3 levels of support available. The first is a home energy kit with upgrades like smart power bars and LED light bulbs. The second includes Energy Star appliances that help keep things cool during the hot summer months. The third is for electrically heated homes so that your power bills don't break the bank during those long Canadian winters. Plus, all upgrades, including installation, are completely free of charge. Visit affordabilityfund.org or call 1-855-494-FUND to find out if you qualify.
If you're struggling with thoughts of suicide, there is hope and there is help. You matter. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The calls are free and confidential. Call 1-800-273-TALK. That's 1-800-273-8255. You are not alone.
Start the interview. I'm going to look at you like this. He's talking to the Welcome back to Mornings with Luann and Tim. Julia from Algoma University. Tell me your title again, Julia, please.
I'm the Academic Success Advisor.
Academic Success Advisor. I could have used one of those. And Adrian Devona from the city of Sault Ste. Marie. And you're here representing the Local Immigration Partnership.
That's right. I'm the project coordinator for the Local Immigration Partnership here in Sault Ste. Marie.
Pardon me for just a minute while I get this figured out. So the Local Immigration Partnership, explain how this works. Funded by the federal government, but run by the municipal.
Yeah, so we're fully funded by the federal government. And what they recognize is that the support for immigrants on the ground needs to happen in a local context, and so our program is housed in the municipality.
Okay, funded so the city runs it, funded by the government. And what is the role that it plays in bringing different organizations together to help immigrants to Sault Ste. Marie?
Okay, so we know that there's a tremendous amount of talent and expertise on the ground that's already working directly with immigrants and newcomers. New to the Sioux organizations, there's
Sioux Community Career Center, right?
The Sioux Community Career Center, the school boards, the hospital.
Excellent. The hospital too?
Well, the hospital receives newcomers when they arrive. different organizations, different employers. There's a lot of people in the game who work directly or indirectly with newcomers when they arrive to Sault Ste. Marie, including the city itself.
Right.
So our role is to coordinate these different partners that are part of our network, to communicate information, to catalyze change, to really get everyone working together so that when newcomers arrive in Sault Ste. Marie, they are fully surrounded by the services and programs they need to fully participate in life here in Sault Ste. Marie.
In life here in Sault Ste. And so that they don't have to go searching for how do I find these resources?
Exactly.
Where do I go?
Yeah.
I would hate that if I were new. So, I mean, it's hard enough when you move to a new city. Imagine a whole new country with a different language.
Right.
English is a second language.
Yeah.
Is that a very popular course right now at Algoma University?
Yeah, and
I would imagine.
it's growing particularly with our growing enrollment in international
ESL,
students.
for those of you who go with acronyms. English is a second language.
That's right, yeah.
So what does the university have in place for people? How many overseas students do you have right now?
We're upwards of 60% international.
How many countries are represented at Algoma University?
53.
53 different countries represented at our university in Sault Ste. Marie. Brilliant.
It is, yeah. It's
so these kinds of events like the Lunar New Year celebration.
Right.
What do you think this? How do you think this helps someone who's new to the Soo, who's a student at Algoma U or Sault College?
Events like this are just typically the first step in connecting students with the broader community. I think so often when they're here, they're in this place that they're learning our culture and they're learning our language if that's what they need to do, and actually getting them to the place where it's almost their time to share their culture with us just gives them such a voice and such a place in our community to sort of engage, and then hopefully from there it can move past events and just get into life, right? Like they're part of our community and they have relationships and all that sort of stuff.
Let's talk a little bit about how difficult it can be with our winter months for someone who's come here from another country. I mean, we as Suites tend to just get into our houses and stay there. We don't go out as much. So I can imagine for a student, what would that, Adrian?
Well, for any newcomer that's arrived to Sault Ste. Marie, we continually hear that we have really friendly people here in Sault Ste. Marie, but we also tend to be a very tight-knit community, and we tend to have our hobbies here and our lifestyles that already fit for the type of environment that we're in.
So we all move indoors in the winter, right?
Sure, or have other activities that we engage in, right? So
you have a curling team, you have a hockey team, you're involved in these sports that are sort of already socialized, right?
So it can be difficult for newcomers when they arrive to Sault Ste. Marie to really find opportunities to connect with people in Sault Ste. Marie, to build the types of friendships and to have opportunities to go out of their house and share their culture and learn about the culture here in Sault Ste. Marie and how lifestyle is.
And for us to learn about them.
Yeah. Exactly.
We were talking also about language barriers and how we've had people come here and do placements whose English is their second language, and they are so keen for opportunities other than the classroom or television to learn the language and to actually converse. So once again, these opportunities arise when you have these kinds of social events, and as you say, hopefully it becomes more and more normalized that you just see someone from a different country or who speaks a different language and you get involved in conversation. And don't be afraid to say, I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Right. Yeah.
You mentioned that they don't mind.
Yeah, if there's misunderstanding, just work through it with them, right? Like just say, I don't understand. Can you repeat that? And they're typically more than happy to. They just want that connection, like
Absolutely.
you said, just time to talk. Yeah.
Hey, let's talk then about this specific event, the Lunar New Year at the that beautiful ice. What do we call ice?
It's the Clerk Park Skating Trail.
Skating Trail, Clerk Park Skating Trail. I told you, Adrian, that I hate skating, but it just looked so great last winter that I went out twice, which is a record for me to skate twice in one season. Yeah. Casey Security's down there in that little warming booth where you can go and change your skate. There's music playing, so it's already a great experience. But this Saturday, Saturday, January 25th.
Yep. From 7 to 10.
7 to 10. Oh, there's a picture of the trail right there. It's so beautiful. What's going on? What can we look forward to when we go down there for the Lunar New Year?
Well, there's obviously going to be skating going on, bonfires. There's going to be music.
Bonfires?
Yeah, large.
Like in the tins or like real bonfires?
Bonfires for good-sized bonfires for people to gather around and roast marshmallows.
Oh my gosh!
And there's there's going to be some music, and it's also an opportunity for individuals to learn about Lunar New Year and the culture that surrounds that.
Hey, you mentioned it specifically because it is the Chinese New Year. We're calling it Lunar New Year because you don't want to exclude anybody.
Right. Yes.
But there will be a focus on the Chinese New Year. How?
Right, yeah. So Lunar New Year is celebrated by many different countries in Eastern Asia, China, Korea, people from Hong Kong, Vietnam. So it is kind of a a widely celebrated occasion. Yeah.
Right.
So
not just Chinese.
Not just Chinese. Yeah. So I think what the city is hoping for is to sort of keep that inclusive of them. And
right.
So.
But did you see there's going to be some Chinese music though?
Yeah, there will be Chinese music.
There's some traditional music that a student has shared with us that might really set the mood. We have the looking to hang some lanterns in the area to really, the traditional red lanterns.
Yes. And then are we having the release? What do you call that thing?
The floating lanterns.
Lanterns. You're doing that?
Yes.
What time?
Around 8 o'clock.
Okay.
There'll be
beautiful.
Yeah. The event is free for the public to attend. Small charge for the lanterns. No, the lanterns will be a couple.
Okay, that makes sense. You can't pay. The city can't pay for that. We got to pay for that. Pay for your own lanterns, people. Small charge, and they are
100% biodegradable and environmentally friendly.
We love that too.
Yes.
Is there any need to register? You just go down.
Just go on down.
Okay, and if anybody wants to know anything about because you do a ton of events at the university.
We do.
Tell me some of the other things you do that are culturally motivated.
Right, we do. We try and at least touch on most of the countries that we have present. So students from India will celebrate like Diwali. Students from Japan, we have a Japan night where we celebrate their culture. It's just kind of trying to make it student-led.
Can we go?
Like, absolutely, yes.
So
it's open to community members, yes.
How do we find out about this stuff? Do you have a calendar or a website?
We do, yeah. On our Algoma University website, we have a calendar where all of our events are posted. Right at the top of the website, it says calendar. You can check that out.
Thank you so much. Adrian, nice to see you again. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah,
Julia, you did a great job.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. We'll see you at the skate. I know Keith and I are going to come down. So we'll see you down on the waterfront, Clerk Park, the skating trail for the Lunar New Year, sponsored by the City of Sault Ste. Marie, the local integration partnership, Algoma University and Sault College. We'll be right back to say goodbye with Luann right after this.
It's hunting season, so this is probably pretty stupid, right? Actually, hunting accidents kill somewhere around 2 people a year in Ontario. Smoking kills 16,000 a year. So, what's really stupid?
Tomorrow's Friday.
It is, so you're not going to want to miss the show tomorrow. I got great guests, but one of them is a particular favorite of mine, Adrian Sullivan, who won the Sault's Got Talent, came in yesterday and pre-recorded an original song. He's performing it on the show tomorrow. He's at the opening ceremonies of Bon Sue on Saturday night, the 31st of January, along with all the other, is the 31st Saturday? I think Friday, whatever. Friday the 31st, with all the other winning, like, runners-up from the Sault's Got Talent. They're performing.
Such a good idea.
You're going to love this. When you hear the song, you're going to love it.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Can't wait. Looking forward to it. And looking forward to seeing you for Friday mornings with Luann and Tim. In the meantime, have a great day. Thanks, Casey Security.
Go have pie.